Welcome to Spectator Sporting, sponsored by SpectatorSporting.com. I'm Zach Roach.
I'm Untitled Chapter.
Make sure you go to SpectatorSporting.com. Previous shows, clips, articles written by my man, and much, much more. Also, this is episode number 7. Shout out to Tony Kukoc.
Right.
We're episode number 7. Make sure you go to the website, like, comment, do whatever, subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
Big time show for you guys today. Big time show. The conference finals in NBA, great playoff basketball all the way. We got our finals now.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing.
Right.
And plus, we're gonna give all our awards out this year, and we got thoughts as well. But let's get right into it. The conference finals will start on first time in 39 years since 1979 that both the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference both went to Game 7. What's your thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, that was great. The Celtics, they had the Cavs down 0-2, and they came back, pushed it all the way to 7 games. And you also thought that the Houston Rockets was out of there after they lost by 40 points in Game 3, but they pushed it all the way to Game 7, and both series is way more competitive than I thought it would be.
Absolutely, because I'll be the first. I thought Cleveland would beat the Celtics in 5, but the Celtics, their young core. They showed a lot of heart, they showed a lot of grit, but at the end of the day, the greatness of LeBron James just took over, and it was just nothing they could really do and I just think the Game 7, I think the inexperience finally showed up for the Celtics.
Right.
Their first home loss, by the way, in the whole entire playoffs.
Right. They picked the perfect time to do that, right?
Yeah.
So, Boston, they missed 32 threes, man. 32 threes, and they was number 2 in the NBA in three-point percentage. It's crazy. They was broke. They couldn't make a shot. They couldn't throw a rock in the lake, all right? So, but they gave us hope. They gave Boston hope when Jason Tatum, he dunked on LeBron James.
Yes.
And LeBron looked at him like, what the hell just happened? and then Tatum, he came right back and hit a 3 to put Boston up 1 point with 6 minutes to go in the game. But Jeff Green, he stepped up big for Kevin Love. He hit a big 3 in the corner in Al Horford's face. All right, and then later on, George Hill, the Boston Celtics blew coverage with 1 minute and 20 seconds to go, and he got a layup to put the Cavs up 7 points, and that was all she wrote, man. That's the season going fishing for Boston.
I think LeBron James, he's had a remarkable playoff run. He's had monster games, but I think the fact of him not having anybody is getting a little overplayed. Because that Game 7, the games they won, their role players really played good. Kyle Korver stepped up for him. Jeff Green stepped up 2 games for him.
Mm-hmm.
The last 2 games, Game 6 and Game 7, when Kevin Love went out, he stepped up big time. And Tristan Thompson was a beast on the boards and played great defense against Al Horford. But I just think at the end of the day, Boston is a good team, and you can argue they have more talent. But I just think the inexperience, and we all knew that LeBron was not about to lose to some first-year and second-year players.
Right.
In the Eastern Conference.
Yeah. People try to say Al Horford, he's good, but he's a solid player. He's not Tim Duncan or anything like that.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown, he improved a lot this year.
Second year.
In his second year, but he's still not an all-star. And Jason Tatum, very good player. He's going to be great, but he's just a rookie, okay? And Rozier, he was on fire against the Philadelphia 76ers. He cooled off against LeBron. And so, yeah, they're not there yet. They're
They're on their way, but just remember, all you people who were saying they don't need Kyrie Irving, just go back and watch Game 7 of that Eastern Conference Finals, and he'll tell you why they need Uncle Drew. Golden State and Houston.
Right.
This was a powerhouse.
Right.
This was a matchup. A lot of stars. This was basically a competitive all-star game. You got James Harden, Chris Paul, you got Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and the thing went 7.
Right.
After Game 1, everybody was like, including myself, I probably jumped the gun. I was like, oh, they're going to lose.
Right.
But Houston showed a lot of fight and played really good defense. But the Chris Paul injury in Game 6 was huge for them.
Yeah, Game 5. They won. The Rockets took a lead in the series after Game 5. They went up 3-2. But Chris Paul, he messed up his hammy.
That's right.
Messed his hamstring up. And so they really, but also they had a chance in Game 7. But they missed 37 threes.
27 in a row. 27 threes in a row. Now the Rockets, Daryl Morey, general manager, he's very big on analytics. That is his thing. But boy, did them analytics backfire in that game.
Right.
Because it was just like, it seemed like when they went to the hole, they scored. But they chose to keep relying, and I get it. You can't change the way you play in Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals. But they just went through a mad slump, and Steph Curry and Kevin Durant took over.
Right. I mean, now, if you are a fan of a team that's beating the Golden State Warriors at halftime, please don't get excited, okay? Because the third quarter is coming, all right?
Yes.
And so, yeah, Houston was up 11 points at halftime, but Swaggy P, he turned the momentum. He hit a three to make the Golden State Warriors down only 5 points. And then, like you said, Stephen Curry, he went crazy. He hit 4 threes in the third quarter, had 14 points. And all of a sudden, at the end of the third quarter, the Rockets are down 7 points, okay? So that was it. They lost that game in that third quarter.
They lost every game they probably lost in this series in the third quarter. Because the third quarter is Warriors quarter. It's been proven. It's just something about the third quarter. They just come out and they take it up another notch, and they just put you away. Now, going back and looking at this series, I've been hearing a lot of criticism on James Harden. My thought on James Harden is, you know what James Harden reminded me of? This reminded me, as us being Bulls fans, this reminded me when Derrick Rose was trying to play against Miami when they had LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. I just think as good as James Harden was, you're asking him to go against them to beat all three of them. I just think that was a hard task, especially once Chris Paul got hurt.
Oh, yeah. When CP3 went down, it was just kind of nearly impossible for him to beat him. But like I said, they missed 37 threes, okay? Yeah. James Harden was 2 for 12 from three-point range in Game 7. And when he went to the hole, he was able to throw some oops to Capella.
He was 10 for 16 in two-point range.
Right. Okay, so that tells you right there. So people that hate on Harden, I can't really get on him too bad for getting on Harden that much, because when he went to the hole, he got success. He went 10 for 16 from the field from 2. Also, he threw oops to his guys. Capella, he's going to the free throw line and things like that. So, but like you said, you're going against 2 MVPs, Steph Curry, and you're going against Kevin Durant. And Klay Thompson is a third best player, okay? And then don't forget about Draymond Green, who's out there running around, nearly getting triple doubles, playing really good defense. That's a tall task, man.
And that's all I'm saying. And he's got great defenders sticking him every play. I mean, maybe except for Steph Curry, but Klay's getting an assignment. Kevin Durant is on him. He's getting switched off. Draymond's on him. Listen, it's just what it is. James Harden. Last year was more of an indictment on James Harden when they against the Spurs that Game 6. This year, yeah, he was 2 for 12, but he was being aggressive. He missed some threes, but he went after it. He tried. He tried. When we come back, we're going to talk about the NBA Finals, Part 4, Cleveland against Golden State.
Again.
We'll be back. Welcome back to Spectator Sporting, sponsored by SpectatorSporting.com. I'm Zach Roach.
I'm Ade Wale.
Make sure you go to SpectatorSporting.com. Go check out the videos, clips, previous shows. We are on episode number 7, and it is time for the NBA Finals. Part 4.
Right.
Season 4. Whatever you want to call it. And once again, after all the mayhem went through the regular season, all the mayhem in the playoffs, everything that happened, we're back where we was last year.
Yeah.
Golden State versus Cleveland. Initial thoughts?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, Houston and Boston, they couldn't throw a rock in the lake, man. They was broke. So from three-point range, so now we have to see Golden State and Cleveland for the 4th straight year, which is a record. Okay, they extended the record. They broke the record last year when it was the 3rd straight year. Now it's the 4th straight year. So my initial thoughts is, okay, now do the Cavs have a chance against Golden State? I say they do. They do have a chance, but it's up to those role players like J.R. Smith and Kevin Love. Also, Cal Korver, Jeff Green, all these guys, they need to really up their game and try to make this thing, try to push this series. And maybe somebody will get hurt from the Golden State Warriors, okay? Maybe Durant will twist the ankle or something. Maybe Curry re-injure his knee or something like that. But they got to be on it. If not, if that doesn't happen, they just going to have to them support. Because we already know LeBron, he's going to get 35 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, okay? So we already know he's going to do that, but those other guys got to step up and elevate their games in order for Cleveland to have a chance against Golden State Warriors.
Absolutely. This series is this is a hard one to judge coming up, because I almost felt like the Houston and the Rockets series was almost like the finals. The
Warriors and Houston.
Yeah. I almost felt like that was the did I say Houston Rockets? I mean Warriors and Rockets. I felt like that was almost the finals. Because I just look at the talent level. Now, LeBron is the best player in the game by far.
Right.
There's no question about that.
Right.
He can get them one win just off his sheer will, I think. Mm-hmm. But I agree with you. It's got to be the others. Kevin Love, we got to see how long he's going to be out. He's got a concussion right now, so we got to see when he's able to come back and play. Mm. They're going to have to, they're going to have to get somebody to contribute that's unsuspected. Maybe this is the time where that trade pays off, where Jordan Clarkson comes in and makes some shots. Mm-hmm. Maybe Rodney Hood finally gets some playing time. Man, he went from 16 points a game to not being able to play. What's going on there?
He fell off hard.
I don't know. I don't know if it's just he's intimidated playing with LeBron or what it is, but maybe Rodney Hood could come give them some good minutes.
He didn't even play in Game 7.
Yes. So he didn't play barely at all.
Right.
So they need somebody else. J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith will have one game at least. He'll have a game where he hit a couple shots, I think. I think Kevin Love, if he come back, he'll have a game. But they need somebody else that's
Tristan Thompson on the board, getting all the rebounds, passing out for an open three and things like that.
They need somebody unsuspecting that no one is counting on to step up for them. Because if that doesn't happen, this series could go one of two ways. If that happens, this could be a long, drag-em-out series, and the longer it goes, the more LeBron will have a chance. But this could also be a sweep, 4-1. This could also be a complete annihilation.
You know what? I just don't see LeBron getting swept, and so I just feel like Golden State will win in 5 games. But LeBron getting swept, I just think he just won't allow himself to get swept. You know what I mean? I just feel like, but I think they could beat him in 5. That's why I'm picking. I'm picking Golden State in 5.
Golden State in 5?
Yeah.
I got Golden State in 6. I'm gonna go 6. I think LeBron will get one game, and I think some role player on Cleveland will step up in a game in Cleveland and get him a victory. Mm-hmm. But this could go either way. I can easily see them sweeping Cleveland if they role players don't step up. And it's just LeBron out there, because just like James Harden, now LeBron's a way better player than James Harden.
Right.
But just like James, the problem we talked about with James Harden, you asking LeBron to go against Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green.
Right.
And he's also got to guard Kevin Durant, who's probably the best scorer in the NBA.
Right.
That's a tall task right there. So I think
but if you think about it, last year I feel like Cleveland had a better team. They had Kyrie Irving on their team.
They did.
And Cleveland beat them one game and because everyone went crazy. Yeah. All right, JR, Kyrie Irving.
Game 3 was close. It came down to the last final seconds, and Kevin Durant hit that big time.
Right, when Kyle Korver missed the 3 and then Durant hit the 3. Yeah. So it was close, but now this Cleveland team to me is not as good as last year's Cleveland team. So, like you said, that's why you're thinking sweep. But I'm going 5. I'm saying 5 games. You saying 6 games. I think Golden State Warriors win this series in 5 games.
I got Golden State in 6. But shout out to LeBron though for getting this team to the finals. I know I've been giving them a lot of slack. I think they've been overpraising them a little bit for beating the Boston Celtics
and beating the Raptors.
But you got to give credit where credit is due. This man has won 8 straight finals. Mm-hmm. Think about that. 8 years in a row. Mm. This man is not only you got to be good, the physical endurance you have to have,
right?
The mental toughness you got to have to go to the finals 8 years in a row. So for that, shout out to LeBron James. Mm-hmm. When we come back, we got all our NBA awards this season. So we'll be back. Welcome back to Spectator Sporting, sponsored by SpectatorSporting.com. I'm Zach Roach.
I'm Adi Wilder.
Make sure you go to SpectatorSporting.com. Check out the clips, previous shows. We are on episode number 7. Big time show for you guys today. And we got our season awards.
Right, Spectator Sporting Awards for the NBA.
First annual. But great NBA season this year. A lot of standouts. A lot of stuff happening. So we'll start with the first award, 6th man. Who you got?
There's 2 candidates to me. You got Eric Gordon. He averaged 18 points, 2 assists a game. You have Lou Williams, 22 points and 5 assists a game. I'm going Lou Williams. He's getting my award for 6th man of the year.
I agree. 22.6 a game. Lou Williams. He should have been an all-star this year, actually.
Right.
He should have made an all-star team. I mean, he's an awesome scorer, and he was lighting it up every time he came off the bench. I'm going Lou Williams. Rookie of the year.
Rookie of the year. Now, the thing is, I was leaning towards Ben Simmons at the end of the regular season, but in the playoffs, Ben Simmons, he played decent and everything, but Donovan Mitchell, he elevated his game. He averaged 24.6 rebounds and 4 assists.
Remember, this is a regular season award. This is a regular season award.
Yeah.
Regular season.
Man, you know what? They need to make this award thing out. We're going to give it out during the first round of playoffs next year. But, man, it's tough. I'm going, you know what? I'm going to pick Donovan Mitchell because, you know what? It's kind of a tie between him and Ben Simmons. And since this is Donovan Mitchell's real draft class, that's my tiebreaker. Okay, Donovan Mitchell was a part of the 2017 draft class. Ben Simmons a part of the 2016 draft class. There's a tie. That's a tiebreaker. I'm picking Donovan Mitchell.
I was leaning. I was actually. Ben Simmons was getting most of the notoriety, but looking back on it, I got to go with Donovan Mitchell. Listen. Ben Simmons played with Joel Embiid. Ben Simmons is not even the best player on his team. Donovan Mitchell is the best player on the Utah Jazz.
Right.
And you talk about a team that went to the playoffs last year with Gordon Hayward, lose him, they traded Rodney Hood, and they still be the 4th seed and win a first-round playoff series. Win 48 games. So I got to go with Donovan Mitchell because the team did not lose a beat when they drafted him.
Right.
But Ben Simmons, don't get me wrong, he's great. And he's going to be great for a long time, but he's not even the best player on his team. Let's not forget that.
Right. You got Embiid. Yeah.
Embiid is going on his way. He might be one of the best big men ever when it's all said and done, barring any injuries. All rookie team, what you got?
Okay, yeah, so we know Jason Tatum, he's 3rd place in the rookie balloting. Okay, so we already know it's going to be Donovan Mitchell and also Ben Simmons. So, Kyle Kuzma, number 27 pick in the draft. He's definitely on my all-rookie team, first all-rookie team. And also, I got Lauri Markkanen. He really exceeded expectations. He averaged 15.7 rebounds a game. He's hitting threes from all over the place. Those are my 5 guys for the first team, all-NBA, first team in the NBA.
This was a very strong rookie class. I mean, Lonzo Ball was hurt a lot. But even when he played, he was good. De'Aaron Fox was solid. Dennis Smith Jr. was solid. So it was a lot of good rookies this year. My rookie team, Ben Simmons, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, Lauri Markkanen, and Kyle Kuzma. Pretty much the same 5. I feel like those guys came to the teams, had immediate impacts.
Right.
And they were all ready to go. So I got them team. I got them. Any snubs? Anybody?
Well, yeah, the snub is Dennis Smith Jr. If Ben Simmons played in his real rookie year, then Dennis Smith Jr. would have been on the team. Now, my question to you, the 2015 rookie class with Cat, with Karl Anthony Towns, Porzingis, Devin Booker, and Terry Rozier, do you think that this 2017 rookie class, this year's all-rookie team, can be as good or better than that team with Cat, Porzingis, Booker, and Rozier?
Yes, I think so. I think talent-wise, I don't know. But if you look, the impact that these players came right away and had on their teams, it was an immediate impact, and it went to winning. Like, I don't know if when Cat went to Minnesota, that translated into winning.
No, because they just made the playoffs this year.
Porzingis, I don't know if that translated into winning.
Right, Devin Booker, it didn't.
Yeah, but Donovan Mitchell, winning.
Jason Tatum
winning.
Right.
So their play attributed to winning.
Right.
Now, so talent is about the same, but impact and things they do to help their team win, I'd probably say this one is better.
Yeah.
But it's a long way to go.
Yeah, but they got some years to go, man.
Yeah, it's got a long way to go. We got to see how they respond to this because now they're targets.
Right.
They're not sneaking up on no one, so we'll see how they play next year. Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, that was a tough one. I was going back and forth with Anthony Davis and Rudy Gobert. Okay, both of their stats are very similar. Both of them average like 8 defensive rebounds a game. Both of them average 2.5 blocks a game. But the tiebreaker to me was AD. He played 16 more games than Rudy Gobert. All right, so I'm giving this award, Defensive Player of the Year, to Anthony Davis. He gets it from...
I give it to Anthony Davis too. I was thinking Rudy Gobert too. Draymond always in the conversation. But I go Anthony Davis because Rudy Gobert is great at protecting the paint. But I feel like Anthony Davis is a more versatile defender. You can't put Anthony Davis in the pick and roll. He's quick enough. He's agile enough to play guards. He's agile enough to stay with any position. He can pretty much guard all 5 positions when it comes down to it. And he's just super athletic at the end of the day. So I would go with Anthony Davis as well at that one. But both of them are great defenders. Most improved player.
Most improved player. Now, there's a couple of. Now, this trophy right here is going to Victor Oladipo. He was a part of a trade with the PG-13 trade, the Paul George trade.
Who got the better of that trade?
Oh, yeah, the Indiana Pacers got the better of that trade, man. And so that was a shocker to me, a shocker to a lot of us, because the Pacers, they were supposed to tank before this season and things like that. Yeah. But a couple other guys that will be mentioned as candidates is Jaylen Brown. He went from 6 points a game to 14 points a game. Absolutely. And then another guy very underrated with the Atlanta Hawks, Taurean Prince. He averaged 5 points a game, and he jumped up to 14 points a game. But we got to give it to, I had to give it to Victor Oladipo. He made the All-Star game, and last year with OKC, and he played with the Magic before that. He was just kind of like a journeyman, and people was kind of writing him off. And to make the All-Star team like that, I got to give it to that guy.
I got to go with Victor, too. He was averaging 15.9 with OKC. The next year, he averaged 23.1 a game. Dramatic jump. Led the Pacers to the playoffs, and in those playoffs, almost beat LeBron. Took him 7 games.
Right.
Something that Paul George was not able to do.
Well, they went game 7 before.
The year before. The year before they had Paul George, they played the Cavaliers in the first round. They got swept. That's the infamous series where Paul George said, "I should have got the ball."
Oh, yeah. Miles had the ball and shot it.
Yeah, he was like, "I should have got the ball back," but then in game 4 when he got the shot, he airballed it. But we ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna talk about that. But yeah, Victor Oladipo, I just loved his demeanor this year. He accredits it to his workout regimen changing. He got in better shape. Maybe Russell Westbrook helped him out with that. But I got to give it to Victor. I mean, he was tremendous. He's fun to watch. You're watching Spectator Sporting on SpectatorSporting.com. When we come back, we got more awards. Welcome back to Spectator Sporting, sponsored by SpectatorSporting.com. I'm Zach Roach.
I'm Adi Wale.
Make sure you go to SpectatorSporting.com, watch previous clips of shows, watch this show when it gets put up. My man got some great articles on there. Go ahead and leave your comments, like, and also subscribe to the page. Now, more awards. Executive of the Years. There's been some good execs, and there's been some bad execs. Which exec stood out to you this year?
Well, I'm going with Daryl Morey. He was the executive of the Houston Rockets, okay? He traded Patrick Beverley, Sam Decker, and Lou Williams in the first round pick for CP3. Also, he signed P.J. Tucker and Gerald Green, nice role players, and they almost made it to the NBA Finals. They pushed Golden State to the Game 7 in the Western Conference Finals, and to me, he's by far the executive of the year.
That's a good one. I'm going with Danny Ainge. Danny Ainge, he made some fantastic trades. He swindled Cleveland. Danny Ainge is swindling a lot of people. He's good at it. It's not his fault. I mean, but them getting Kyrie Irving, trading Isaiah Thomas. Also, a trade that the people don't talk about, the Detroit trade. Them trading Avery Johnson to get Marcus Morris back in return. Right. Another key trade no one's talking about.
Yeah, and another trade when he traded Fultz, when he traded the number 1 pick to move down to 3 to take Jason Tatum.
Even though they was going to take Jason Tatum anyway.
Right.
Gotta watch. So I gotta go with Danny Ainge.
Okay.
Now their team is loaded. Their team is so loaded that people are now they gotta trade somebody. They got too many people. So Danny Ainge definitely my exact. But Daryl Morey definitely was good. He definitely did it. Look, getting Chris Paul over there to play with James Harden.
Right.
That was huge.
Big time.
Coach of the Year.
Coach of the Year. Now, there's a couple of candidates. Now, you have Nate McMillan. He took a team that looked like they was going to tank before the season, and they got all the way up to the 5th seed, and they pushed Cleveland all the way to Game 7 in the first round. Also, another guy, Alvin Gentry from the Pelicans, the New Orleans Pelicans. When Cousins, when he got hurt, I thought the Pelicans was going to go down the drain. I thought the Bulls was going to get their lottery pick, but they traded for Nikola Mirotic, and they finished the season real strong. But I have to go with Brad Stevens with the Boston Celtics. I'm going with him with Gordon Hayward. He was out for the season. He was an all-star. Also, Kyrie Irving, their best player. He went out in the middle of the season, and they still made it all the way to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. I got to go with Brad Stevens as the Coach of the Year.
I was thinking Brad Stevens, but I'm going with Quinn Snyder from the Utah Jazz. Utah had a lot of roster turnover. And for them to be back in the playoffs after losing an all-star like Gordon Hayward and playing in the Western Conference, I don't think no one had Utah Jazz making the playoffs this year. and playing in the Western Conference and able to get the 4th seed.
Right.
Fifth seed. I'm sorry.
Okay.
5th seed. Still be able to get the 5th seed. They won 51 games last year. They win 48 this year. And they are able to win despite not having the greatest talent. But key moves, don't get me wrong, they have a nice squad. They have a nice, good team. But the way they play is very indicative of their coach. And I just feel like I got to go with Quinn Snyder.
Yeah, good choice.
Quinn Snyder. All NBA team. It's been a lot of uproar from the real NBA team that the NBA dropped. What's yours?
Well, yeah, so you got to go with James Harden, of course, LeBron, of course, Kevin Durant, and also since Anthony Davis is labeled as a center, he's going to be my center. If not, if they was going to keep Anthony Davis as labeled as a forward, I would have went with Joel Embiid. And I'm going with Russell Westbrook. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, I'm going with Russell Westbrook to round out my first team, all NBA team. Unfortunately, the NBA, the media people, a panel of 100 panel members in the media, they picked Dame Lillard, Dame Dollar over Russell Westbrook. I don't see how they did it. Russell Westbrook averaged a triple-double. He's on my all-NBA.
Well, let's be fair to Dame Lillard. Now, we just talking regular season. He was good this regular. He averaged 26 a game. Portland was the number 3 seed. No one expected them to be that good this year and be the 3rd seed. So let's keep that in perspective. Maybe that had because I think when they pick these all-NBA teams, winning has something to do with it as well too. But I agree with you. I don't know if I would have put him over Westbrook. But I'm not gonna discount him because of that. Because he did have a great season.
He had a good season. I mean, OKC they was a 5th seed, and Westbrook averaged a triple double. I just don't see how they put him over Westbrook.
Well, my team is LeBron James, Anthony Davis, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and Kevin Durant. All 5 of these guys were just fantastic this year. It was just hard. You can argue some other people. Dame Lillard, you can argue Steph. You really can't. It's just really hard to go against
Joel Embiid. He was, he would have made it as a center for me. But AD, you can't put him over AD.
Yeah, it's just very, very, very difficult. But I think that's the NBA team. Now, finally, after all the big award, the granddaddy of them all, the MVP. Who's your MVP?
Well, I think the best player is LeBron James. Now look, LeBron James is the best player in the NBA, okay? Now, if I had to vote right now, I would vote for LeBron James. But like you said earlier, this is the regular season.
Regular season.
So what we need to start doing, we're going to start giving these awards out before the first round is over with because, it distorts my mind because I'm seeing LeBron James out there kill, okay? But you know what? The Houston Rockets, they was the number 1 team in the
won 65 games.
They won 65 games. James Harden has never got the MVP award before. I believe LeBron has 4, right? He has 4 MVPs. Harden has none. So let's go ahead. I'm going to give it to James the Beard Harden MVP.
I'm going with James Harden as well. I felt like he had a great monster season. And MVP, yes, you got to be a great player. Also predicated on winning. And Cleveland just did not win. They had too many lows in the season. Even though LeBron James is, like you say, Michael Jordan. There's plenty of years Jordan didn't win the award where he could have got the award. He was always the best player. But we just talking about one individual season. I got to go with James Harden. James Harden averaged 30 points, almost 9 assists, 6 boards. I mean, that's great. And they won 65 games.
Right.
Almost went to the finals, but we talking regular season. Got to go with James Harden.
Maybe one day they have a playoff awards in.
Well, maybe that's what we should do next year. Next year, this is what we're going to do. We'll have the regular season award. Then when the playoffs are over, we'll have the MVP of the playoffs. We'll have the playoff awards.
Right.
Just flip it up. We can do that next year, all right? But for this year, listen, I know some people, y'all going to be like, this is regular season. This is all our regular season thoughts. Now, of course, we did playoffs. Things would be a lot different. But this is regular season. Sorry, I had to say that one more time.
Right.
You've been watching Spectator Sporting on SpectatorSporting.com. When we come back, we got our thoughts. We'll be back.
The last undisputed heavyweight champ was Lennox Lewis. That was 18 years ago. Anthony Joshua, who's undefeated after 21 fights, and Deontay Wilder, who's undefeated after 40 fights, can end that damn near 2-decade drought by finally agreeing to touch gloves. However, Joshua turned down the invitation to fight in the US, stating that the judges play too many tricks in America and insist the fight happens in England, while the bronze bomber Wilder pushed the envelope by claiming Joshua is unconfident and is just making excuses to avoid him. The Alabama native Wilder is a tall, intense fighter and loves a slugfest, while the Brit native Joshua is a stocky, calculated fighter and loves that textbook boxing style. Joshua will grant Wilder a rematch in the US if Wilder agrees to fight him in the UK first. I don't care where this epic battle happens, just make it happen.
I want to talk about tanking. I love sports. I love everything about sports. But one thing a real sports person don't want to hear about is tanking. We can argue about this all day. Tanking helps your team be good down the road. But in the meantime, while the tanking is going on, you're just watching terrible teams play. Is that really good for the sport? Now, Philadelphia 76ers is the poster child of this tanking. But let's not forget, everybody say it worked, it worked. How long did it actually take them to get Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid? They went through countless draft picks that were awful before it worked. So just remember, tanking isn't always the answer. Sometimes you just got to go out there and go for the win.